What if I told you that Raw just delivered a moment so shocking, so unexpected, that it has the entire wrestling world questioning the very foundation of what we thought we knew? Seth Rollins, arrested on live television, hauled away in handcuffs, potentially facing release from WWE, and now about to address the world about what really happened. This is the story that has the entire WWE universe in absolute chaos, and we're breaking down every single detail about what this seismic development means for professional wrestling's most electrifying superstar. Welcome back to WWE Express, the home of deep wrestling analysis and storytelling breakdowns that matter. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is absolutely the perfect moment because what happens next with Seth Rollins is going to reshape the entire landscape of professional wrestling. Let's dive into this incredible situation. The arrest of Seth Rollins represents something genuinely rare in modern WWE programming, a moment where the line between reality and storytelling becomes almost impossibly blurred. For months, Rollins has positioned himself as the visionary, the calculating mastermind behind the Judgment Day's rise to dominance. He's been portrayed as 3 steps ahead of everyone in the building, orchestrating chaos with surgical precision and intellectual superiority. But this arrest changed everything. This wasn't a character choice announced at a press conference. This was law enforcement, real consequences, and a narrative development that forced the entire locker room and audience to confront the possibility that actions have real-world repercussions. What makes this moment so powerful from a creative storytelling perspective is the sheer boldness of the decision. WWE is asking its audience to invest in a narrative where one of the most talented performers in the world could genuinely face release from the company. That's not just asking fans to suspend disbelief about wrestling matches or character motivations. That's asking them to believe that everything they know about Seth Rollins' position in WWE could fundamentally change overnight. That level of uncertainty creates genuine narrative tension that pulls casual viewers in and keeps dedicated wrestling fans debating endlessly. The immediate reactions on Raw itself were telling. When Rollins was taken away by authorities, the entire roster seemed genuinely shocked. Members of the Judgment Day showed real concern for their leader. Even wrestlers who have been in brutal feuds with Rollins appeared unsettled by the development. That collective reaction is crucial because it establishes that this isn't just about one performer. This is about the entire WWE ecosystem dealing with the potential loss of one of its most important players. That's compelling group storytelling that elevates the entire situation. Now, Rollins' address of the arrest is where this story becomes absolutely fascinating. How does he respond? Does he claim innocence? Does he turn it into a character moment that deepens his narrative arc? Does he use this platform to establish himself as a victim or as someone rising above adversity? Whatever approach he takes will define how the audience perceives the next chapter of his story. This is a moment where one promo, one interview, one address can completely reshape how millions of people feel about a performer. That's the power of storytelling done right. From a character development standpoint, this arrest strips away Seth Rollins' greatest asset: control. Throughout his career, he's thrived on being the one who sees the future, who stays several moves ahead of his opponents, who orchestrates outcomes through sheer intellect and preparation. An arrest, potential legal troubles, and the genuine threat of release removes that control entirely. For the first time in a long time, Rollins is in a position where his wrestling ability and strategic thinking can't solve the problem. He's vulnerable in a way that his character hasn't been in months. That's a remarkable place to put someone, especially someone as complex and multifaceted as Seth Rollins. The implications for the Judgment Day are equally significant. With Rollins potentially removed from the picture, the faction faces an existential question. Dominic Mysterio has evolved tremendously over the past year, showing independence and tactical awareness. Liv Morgan has transformed into one of the most dominant forces in WWE. Finn Balor possesses the experience and the credibility to assume leadership. But could any of them maintain the psychological warfare, the narrative coherence, and the dominant presence that Rollins brought to the group? This situation creates a natural storyline opening for someone within the faction to step up and prove they can lead, or for the group to fracture under the pressure. Either outcome creates compelling television. The broader narrative implications are equally fascinating. Seth Rollins is one of the most complete performers WWE has ever produced. His technical wrestling ability is extraordinary. His storytelling in the ring is masterful. His ability to build momentum and connect emotionally with audiences is unmatched. Losing him from action, even temporarily, represents a genuine loss for WWE's programming. The fact that fans aren't just investing in this storyline because it's interesting, but because they genuinely care about seeing Seth Rollins perform again, demonstrates how much credibility and goodwill he's built with audiences. That's the mark of a truly elite performer. What also deserves serious consideration is how WWE is handling the narrative around this development. By threading the needle between genuine consequences and professional wrestling storytelling, they've created a situation where even the most cynical fans are invested in the outcome. The uncertainty feels real. Will Rollins face actual charges? Will WWE decide that releasing him is the right business decision? Will he return triumphantly, cleared of all accusations, and make his comeback an absolute spectacle? Could this even spiral into a storyline where he's forced to take time away regardless of the charges? Multiple paths feel plausible, and that plausibility is what creates genuine engagement. The arrest also represents something important that wrestling fans need to remember: the human element underneath the theatrical presentation. Seth Rollins is a character, yes, but he's also a performer and a person. Characters need stakes. They need moments where the audience genuinely wonders if everything is about to change. This is that moment. For weeks and potentially months to come, every time fans tune into Raw, they'll be wondering if tonight is the night Rollins makes his return, or they'll be processing the possibility that WWE has decided to move forward without him. That genuine uncertainty is the foundation of compelling storytelling. The wrestling world is collectively holding its breath, waiting for the next chapter. Raw has created a moment that transcends typical wrestling narrative structure and taps into something deeper: the authentic uncertainty of what comes next. That's what separates good storytelling from truly exceptional storytelling. WWE has delivered something genuinely special, something that will be remembered and discussed in wrestling circles for years to come. Thank you so much for watching WWE Express. If you're absolutely gripped by Seth Rollins' fate and can't wait to see how this unfolds, drop a like and let us know. Subscribe to WWE Express right now so you don't miss a single update as this story develops. Jump into the comments and tell us your predictions. Do you think Rollins gets released, or does he fight back and return stronger than ever? Does the Judgment Day hold together, or does this fracture the group? We absolutely want to hear your thoughts and theories. Stay locked into WWE Express for the most thorough wrestling analysis and storytelling breakdowns on the platform.